YouTube is happening. It is Wednesday, April 23rd. We're going to talk about the MLB first because there are 15 games in the slate and some of them start early, as you see. So we're not going to waste too much time today, but we're going to do a recap of yesterday. And look, we do numbers around here. We do averages. Our plays are always good. They're always within the numbers. It's the players that don't do their job. Shame on them. Palante and Quintana are major league pitchers and they can't strike out four dudes. That ain't on me. That's on them. Shame on them. They're getting paid millions of dollars to strike people out and they can't do it. The Cubs won though. Hey, good deal. Wasn't the best day overall. What can you do? You're going to have days like that where the numbers don't line up. That was a day. So what do? We focus on today, not yesterday. We can't change yesterday. We can focus on today though. So if you want the plays typed out or access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research, all you gotta do is go to the HQ, join it there. Also, NBA sheet has been updated for those NBA bettors as well. It's out there. It has, here, let me show you a little snippet of it. The new one right there, bang, new update. There you go. Hot, fresh out the kitchen. There you go. So enough of that. We have 15 baseball games. We're going to break these games down. So let's go and jump to the first game right now. All right, let's start off with the weather report for all the games first. That way we just roll through them real quick, see if anything stands out that we need to make note of. Braves 4 miles an hour. Miami's a dome. Mets 5 miles is nothing. 4 miles is nothing. 6 miles is nothing. 5, 3, 8, dome, 8, 6. Unless it's double digits, we really don't care. Like, the Giants out towards the left a little bit at 10, maybe, but not really too much. A's out at 8, a little bit maybe, but not too much. So it's a couple of the end games, but nothing's matter weather-wise today. So enough of that. So we can move on to the first game, which is going to be St. Louis and Atlanta. So we got to looks like we got the Braves 160 with a 9 total. Let's go ahead and look at who is going to be throwing the ball today. Who's pitching? Today is going to be Mikolas and Bryce Elder. Good deal. Look at the spreadsheet. Look at the numbers. King Nerfy over here. Still St. Louis. Still crushing the Nerfy on the season. They can't score in the first inning. They just can't. Now, if you can get a team that can't score as well, or they actually could pitch, then maybe it might be worth something. But, man, Atlanta is not the best at Nerfies. They're good at Yerfies, apparently, somewhat. So they're inconsistent. That's all it is. You see all the numbers, and you see 4-6, 6-4, how the teams are doing. Remember when Atlanta was 0-8? Remember that? Yeah, they've been playing great since then. So, man, what do we do? Anything else really stand out? Atlanta's getting better at strikeouts. I don't know. Let's go to props. Let's look at the pictures a little closely. This is Outlier. Link in the pinned comment. Click it, sign, get you a week for free. Let's open up the 2 pictures like so. Matchup, break them down. I have not looked at these. I'm showing you how the process works so you can see. St. Louis versus Elder, you see all the numbers here. Historically, you see that nothing is truly standing out. We have a couple home runs, but nothing else. Against righties, this is how St. Louis has been all season long. You can see the numbers. 394 for Donovan is impressive. That's about the most impressive one. Everything else is, well, 327 for Scott, 385 for him, but he doesn't have that many bats. We swap to the other side. We go Atlanta versus righties. We can see their numbers the whole season. 321 for Ozuna, 300 for Verdugo, and that's about it. That's it. Cool. We go against Mikolas in the entire history for Atlanta, and they have some success. 294 for Albies, 333 with 2 home runs for Olsen, 2 home runs with 600 for Hugh, but only 5 at bats. You can see the numbers there. So clearly I would lean Atlanta a little bit, but I'm not loving this game so far. Let's look at the pitchers a little closer, see what they've been up to recently. Earned runs in your last 10 games, not the best. You're averaging 3.9. 2025, you give it a 3, 5, and 4. Dodgers, Tampa, Minnesota. Not the best. Not the best at all. Strikeouts, you're not a strikeout, dude. Hits, you're all over the damn place. Walks, yeah, same. Let's go to the other pitcher. Let's go Mikolas. Earned runs, strikeouts, hits, walks, nothing. Go to bats. Let's put the right game on for the bats, see if anything stands out. Matt Olson, remember, we did see Matt Olson that had pretty good stuff, and he's been hitting the ball pretty well. So I think we're going to take Olson 1.5 HR. Mason Wynn's up here a couple times. Contreras is up here. Yeah, I think it's going to be Matt Olson. We already saw he had that good history. Let me go back and show you the history with him. Olson, 12 at bats, 333, 2 home runs, and a 1.3 OPS. That's pretty good. We'll take that. because he is doing good. That'll be my play for this one. Olsen, 1.5 next. Our game 2 is San Diego and Detroit, and I do not like anything in this game. I've already looked through everything, so I'm going to show you the main thing so you can make a decision. Currently for this one, it is 152 Detroit, 8.5 is our total. Let me show you the pitchers. It is going to be Kyle Hart versus Reese Olson. We go to the spreadsheet, we see the numbers here. Not the best numbers. There's nothing's clearly standing out. Offenses are kind of stagnant. Averages aren't good for Detroit. They're going downhill for San Diego. These used to be green for the last couple of days, but now they're not. Let's go over to the props. Let me show you the pitchers, little matchup stuff. San Diego versus righties. We got some success, but not much. And then against Reese Olson, again, some success, but again, not much data. We flip the other side. Detroit, no, they never face Hart, and they have a couple of dudes are good against lefties. Some are absolutely miserable. So as every team is against lefties, a couple of dudes are going to be really, really good, like you. 391, impressive, good stuff. So we looked through all the stuff here. I'll show you all the clicky click stuff here, and we see there is nothing just truly standing out here for either one of these that I just want to jump on. I'm just like, no, not feeling it. And then if we look at bats, all we have is Carpenter and Torque, and 80%. No, I'm not liking this one. So yeah, this is a pass. We're moving on to the next game. All right, next game is Philadelphia and New York, and I've already decided on what I like in this one. You can see it's Philly 120 with a 7.5 total. Let me show you right quick what I am doing. So for this one, Wheeler, Peterson are our two pitchers. We look at the sheet. We see definitely not taking. Hell, we can almost take a Yerfie in this one. Look at the numbers. My God, Philly's averaging 1.5 runs in the first inning in the last 10 games. That's impressive. Both tied for 8 runs, a lot of green averages. The bats are hot, and that's what you gotta say. The bats are hot. Strikeouts are not a thing in this game really to worry about. Let's go to the props. Pitchers. We got Wheeler pulled up. Now here's this is what I found. Peterson versus Philly. We can see some success. We see Harper 421 with a home run. We see Bone with 3-3 with the 2 home runs. We got some success. Castellanos 500. See, good stuff. We go against lefties. Schwarber 414 this season with 4 home runs against lefties. That's pretty good. Harper's got 2 home runs against lefties, and Castellanos 423. So the main power hitters are doing quite well against lefties. So that's good for Philly. We flop to the Mets side against righties. The Mets also are doing quite well. We can see 316 for Lindor. We can see against Wheeler 333, 302, 304, 333, 375, 333. Both pitchers might not have the best day. So my personal opinion is I looked at the bats and I said, I could take one of these, or I can just take the 7.5 at that plus 105 and see if we can hit it over, because I don't think both pitchers are going to pitch gems. And then we got to rely on bullpens. And I love bullpens in baseball because they just ain't good. So give me the over 7.5 next. Next up is Cincinnati and Miami. And we can see, where is it at? As Miami 126 with a 8.5 as our total. Let's look over who's throwing the ball. Today it shall be Brady Singer versus Sandy Alcantara. Good matchup, you would assume, right? You would think that. Just from the names, might be wrong. So look at the numbers. Look at all that green. Man, they're hitting the Nerfy so well, both teams are, but then they whoop your ass the rest of the game. It's like, all right, first inning over, get to work. And that's what they do. And they just dominate from there. Look at all 7 in the average for Cincy, 5 in their last 10. They're averaging 12 a point. They missed. It was 4-3 final. They missed the over by like 1.5 runs. So it was so close. So many left on base in that game yesterday. So we're not going to hold it against them. It happens. Nature of the game. So let's look at the props. Look at the pitches. Let me show you the stuff right quick, because I know what I'm taking. Sandy versus Cincy history. Look at all the green. Not much data, but a little bit there that is green. Against righties, Cincy's been doing quite well this year. 387, 444, 361. You see the number, 350. Good numbers. Flop sides. Miami versus righties. They're better against lefties, but we got 318, 308, 290. They're much better against lefties. Against Singer, not much data at all. So we look at actual pitchers themselves. Singer, earned runs, 333. That's been he has 0-333. Not the best start. Look at the teams he faced. Seattle, Pittsburgh, and Milwaukee. Not the scariest lineups. You go Sandy, and Sandy's like 2-2-4-6. Pittsburgh, Mets, Washington, Philly. Not the best teams either. So I could come over here. I could take a bat. I know this anytime I want. But I see 2 pitchers that have been kind of giving up runs, and then I see 2 teams that have been crushing runs. I'm taking the over of 8.5 again, just like yesterday, and see if we can hit it today. Next. All right, next up we got New York and Cleveland. We got New York 148 on the road. 8.5 is our total. Let me show you the pitchers. It is going to be Rodon versus Ortiz. That's your matchup today. Let's Spreadsheet numbers mid, a lot of mid. Cleveland also in the running for the Nerfy King crown right now because they have not scored. I mean, they're not as zero as St. Louis is, but come on, they're pretty good too at not scoring runs. I want them to play each other so bad, so I can just bet the Nerfy every game when they do match up, which they will eventually. I will bet the Nerfy every game if they're still doing this. So don't care. Blind betting Nerfy. Wouldn't even care. Oh man. Pitchers. Let's go over here and look at the numbers. Hold on. Nope. Ortiz versus Yankees. Goldie likes him. 7-14 is only 7 at bats though, so it's not many, but still, that's funny to see. Like a 5 out of 7. Ain't that what it is? We got 1 for 2. Judge over 3. There's nothing really stands out here against righties though. The Yankees have been doing pretty good. 386 for Mr. Judge himself. 391, 340, 333, 333, 303. Yeah, pretty good stuff. We flopped to the other side. Cleveland against lefties. We got a 429 from Manzardo, and then we got a 350 and a 556 from Martinez and 9 at bats. That is your 3 best hitters. Everybody else is kind of struggling. So even Quan at 281 is struggling for him. That ain't good. Against Rodon, we have Santana with a 444 and 18 at bats. It's pretty good. Outside of that, not much data. So there's a couple dudes I could take on either side here. Look at the pitchers. New York is still a strikeout team. They're 26 at 9.1. So let's go to LL. Can you strike anybody out? They couldn't do it yesterday. Can you do it today? Look at this? He's striking dudes out lately. I like that. I don't know what this garbage is. Well, that's San Diego. They don't strike out. LA, I'm not sure where they are. But you struck out 10 KC and 10 Pitt. I'm impressed. Your number's 5.5 today. That's what I'm taking. That's what I'm taking. The Yankees continue to strike out, and no one's taking advantage of this. So as long as they keep doing this, and they're averaging about 10 on the road, yeah, let's take that. Let's take Ortiz to get 6 strikeouts. Maybe he can do his job. He's getting paid to do it. Let me show you. We also could take any of the bats. We could take Goldie. We could take Manzardo. There's a few bats we could take in here. So Rocchio, they're all there. So lots of options. Also, let me show you Rodon real quick. Just click through his stuff. Those are hits. Those are strikeouts. Oh, he's got strikeouts too, but I'm not taking strikeouts. It's Cleveland. That's the same thing we're going to do around here. Cleveland's averaging 7.2. Last 10, not a chance. Hits, earned run, walks. It's a good pitching matchup. Really it is. So, but I'm going to trust Mr. LL Cool J Ortiz to get us 6 strikeouts next. All right, next up we got Baltimore and Washington. I'm not feeling this game at all. I'm passing on it, but I'm going to show you everything in here because there's just some data missing that I don't like. I just can't use. So we come down here. Baltimore, Washington is Baltimore 132. 9.5 is our total. Let's look at the who's throwing the ball. It's going to be Saganu versus Trevor Williams. Cool spreadsheet numbers. 9-13 is surprising for Baltimore. Yeah, just surprising. But when you see the numbers here, it kind of makes sense. They're just not good at anything. They're hitting home runs, but that's all they can do. Washington just don't strike out. That's impressive. That's where they were last year. They were top 3 with Cleveland and San Diego. So they're kind of just doing what they did last year. They're very disciplined. Last 10. They started off a little rough, but they got better. So props, pitchers. Let's do the pitcher matchups real quick so I can show you. You see the stuff here. Not much for Trevor Williams, not much data against righties. You can see how Baltimore is for the whole season. We've got a couple 300s on there. Nothing's truly standing out. We flop size to Washington against righties. We got 1 300, 2 300, 3. That's it. And against Sagana, no data. So there's nothing really much here. We got Williams strikeouts, which I'm not taking strikeouts. Well, no, Baltimore's 13th. No. Hits, earned runs, walks, outs. Outs is probably his best thing, but it's already up to 15.5. That feels like that's too high. We go to Saganu. We can show you his stuff. Earned runs. Yeah, no. Strikeouts. Yeah, no. Hits. No. Walks and outs. Yeah, no. I'm not feeling any of this. And the bats. Let me show you the bats too. There's no bats to take. Not a single one. I can't take it. I need double green. We don't have it here. So this game's a pass. Next. All right, next up we got Seattle and Boston. We can see Boston's a slight favorite with a 10 total. Interesting. That is a high total. Who's throwing the ball today? Emerson Hancock and Sean Newcomb. Okay. Spreadsheet. I see. But I also see the Yurfie potential. Okay. I have not bet a Yurfie this year. Yes, runs first inning, if those wondering. Which means there will be, if I take a Yurfie, it means I'm saying there will be a run in the first inning by either team. I don't know. Based on these numbers, I could take a Yurfie with the total and everything. I could see it happening. So we might do it just to do it. Why not? How often do you get red and green? It just doesn't happen often, I've noticed. Props. Sean versus Seattle. He has been pretty lights out in the one game he faced him. We don't know when that was or where it was. I'm sure we can find out eventually. Against lefties, Seattle's not been the best. Only one real dude's really done anything this season, and that's just Moore. Okay. Boston, what have you done against righties? 357, 333, 324, 308. Against Hancock, nothing. Okay, cool. Hancock has given up runs. 3, 6, 2, 2. How many runs has Sean given up? Let's look at his earned runs. 1, 2 was 0 against Tampa, and Tampa had a good. That was a 1-0 win too. So outside of this game, he's been pretty lights out. All right. I was going to take Europe, but I think I'm just going to take Boston to straight money line now. Batters, what do we got, guys? We got JP, we got Devers. That's it. Yeah. If Newcomb didn't look so good, I'd probably take the Yerfie. I'm just going to go Boston money line at home. All right, Dodgers Cubs in Wrigley. It is 108. It's a pick 'em with a 9 total. They eventually can't score 1,000 runs, right? They can't be scoring 1,000,000 runs every time they play the game in Wrigley. They just can't do it, right? Maybe they can. Who knows? Spreadsheet. I got to go here first because I'll show you why in a second. Here are the numbers. You see how they've been doing. The Cubs still on fire offensively. Dodgers still just not the best, but their averages are going to start averaging better here soon if they keep playing at Wrigley. The reason I did this first is because we ain't got no picture for the Dodgers. It is blank. We don't know. When I've refreshed this, this is the best information I have. If I pop over to, let's see if Outlier has anything for us. Nope, just Matthew Boyd. That is it. So I'll show you what I can show you, but it ain't going to be much. So it's going to be Matthew Boyd. We look at him versus the Dodgers. He has some not his success, but history. He has success against the Dodgers. He's been pretty good overall. Good numbers. Against lefties, you see how the Dodgers been this year? Not good at all. The only one, even Edmonds bad. Only one good is Hernandez at 458. Everyone else, well, I guess Smith's at 300. That's not bad. Otani's at 258, but the rest are just kind of ugh. So, and then here is his stats. Strikeouts, earned runs, just not. I need to know who the other pitcher is. I need to know who the Dodgers are putting out there. And since I don't, I can't take anything. This is a pass. Next. All right, next up, we have a trash game. We have Colorado and KC. I had the under yesterday. They hit that for me. It was a 4-3 win by KC. Let's see, today it is KC 185 with that 8.5 total. Let me show you the schedule. Who is going out there? It's going to be German versus Michael Lorenz, and we go to the spreadsheet. We look at the numbers. Nerfy all day. If the pitchers are at least average, they're not. I'm looking at them right now. They ain't. So let me show you the pitchers. This is Jermaine, however you want to say his name. Mr. Marquez. Yeah, that's been his last 2 games. That is a 7. That is a 5-3. That's all the last 5 games. That ain't, I bet a Nerfy on that. And then you got Lorenzen, who's over 3-1, 3-4. I ain't touching these 2. No, not a chance. The bats can't bat. The pitchers can't pitch. The Nerfy can't Nerfy. What the hell are we supposed to do in this game? I'm going to show you the bats. What we got? Oh, we got Goodman. That's it. Yeah, no, we got Saul Goodman's brother Hunter out here just trying to get a hit. Nope, not a chance. This is a pass. I ain't even wasting my time. Well, I'll show you. Okay, it's a pass though. I'll show you. Lorenzen, history versus Rado. There's your numbers. Not the best against righties. There's Colorado versus righties. Flop. There's KC versus righties. Ready, and then versus pitcher. Yep, there you go. It's a pass. Next. Toronto and Houston, another not the best game. No, not really. We see it is basically a pick 'em with the 8.5 total. Let's look at the pitchers today. In this one, we're going to have Bowden Francis versus Ryan Amigosto. Good stuff. Look at the spreadsheet. Teams can't score nothing, can they? Yep, they're mirroring each other literally in every stat. That's kind of hilarious. They're the same team, different jerseys. So can't find no value there. How about over here? Gusto versus Toronto. Nothing. Toronto versus righties. Let's see how they've done this year. We got a 300 for Bichette, and that's about it. Well, no, there's a 300 for Heineman. Okay. Houston versus righties. How have you done this year? 300. Man, these teams suck. I'm sorry. Combined between the 2 teams, you only have 3 dudes at 300, and the 300 are barely there. Against Bowden Francis, you've done pretty good though, right? Yeah, we got some success. Not much though. Man, this game's garbage. I don't like this game. I don't like it at all. Oh man. Strikeouts, hits, walks, outs. No. Nope. Gusto, earned runs, hits, strikeouts, walks, outs. Yeah, not feeling it at all. And then all we got is Jeremy Pena to get a hit, which is 200 juice. Not a chance. Pass. Next. All right, another fun one. We got the White Sox and the Twins, one of which the pitchers I don't even have props for. good stuff. That's how the day's going to go. Oh, buddy. Let's see what we got. It was 245 Minnesota with an 8.5 total. Let's look at the pitchers. We have, where is it at? It is Bryce Wilson and Festa. I don't have any Bryce Wilson props at all. They're just not out there. I do have David Festa, though, so we can look at that. Spreadsheet, look at the numbers, just like last game, but even worse. Teams can't do nothing with the bats. You can't score runs. You can't hit the ball. You can't put stick on ball and get on base. That's your job, and you can't do it. You suck at it. Chicago, really much so. Minnesota, kind of so too. So, pitchers, let's go. Let's see. We got Wilson info against Festa. They have never faced Festa. Against righties, Chicago, you can see what they've done against righties this year. Remember how I said last one there was only 3 between the two teams? They got 1 period. He's got 11 at bats. It is a 364. You go to Minnesota versus righties, we have a 400, and that's it. It's even worse than last game. So, and against Bryce Wilson, they've actually faced him historically. He has some data, and he's done pretty decent against them. So, but still, not a chance. A couple great outings last time. Festa has 0 earned runs against Detroit and the Mets. Not bad. How many innings? 4.2, 4.1. Not bad. Not bad. I am tempted to take a Nerfy. I am tempted. If Bryce Wilson looks that good, he has good history, I'm down for a Nerfy. It's gonna be a blind Nerfy kind of. So, all right, let's do it. I'm down. Let's go for it. We're gonna fall. Let's go at the stats. Let me show you what I'm doing. We see this. Let's go take a Nerfy. Yep. I am trusting these teams to not score a run in the first inning because they're so bad offensively. And Festa looks pretty good. And then Chicago didn't do well against, not Chicago, Minnesota didn't do well against Bryce Wilson. So, yeah, let's take a Nerfy next. All right, next is Pittsburgh and the Angels. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. Let's just go through it. Angels 152 with a 9 total. Really? They're favored? Really? Who's pitching today? It's going to be Haney versus JK. And spreadsheet. That's why I'm like, really? I see this in my face, and I'm like, that's a lot of red. They are actually doing decent. There's no red for Pittsburgh, which is good. You want to be at least yellow if you're a good, decent hitting team, and you want some green in there. That's what you want. Angels can't do nothing. They can't. They don't get walks, and they strike out a ton. Damn, Angels are struggling. Let's go to props. See what we got pitcher wise. Pirates versus JK. Never faced him. Against righties, we'll see how they've done this year. 293, 321. We got 1 300 dude. Man, Angels have a few 300 dudes, but that was because they were so hot to start the season. They have cooled off significantly because now we only have 1, 2, and 3. That is it. Against Haney, you can see how they have had success. 308, 316. Okay, I see why he's favored, but then he has good success against others. So a couple are whooping his ass. The rest, he's whooping their ass. That's a fun little matchup. And let's go look at bats. I kind of want to see bats. Anything good here? No, there's some juicy ones. Ooh, all right. JK over outs. What's the strikeouts? Man, you were not a strikeout dude. 2 combined last 2 games. Oh, hell no. I'm not falling for that trap again. You fooled me once, not again. And then Haney, earned runs. Not bad. I just don't. Why are they favored? You see this, right? I lean Pitt, but I don't trust Pitt now because Angels do have some success. I'm going to pass. Next. All right, we got Tampa, Arizona, and it is Arizona's slight favorite. 9 is our total. Let's look at our pitchers. We got Taj Bradley versus Rodriguez. Taj was not good his last outing, I do not believe. So we'll see how he is today. A lot of green and yellow. We see how they 3 and 7. Damn. See, the bats have been decent. Like they're cooling off a little bit because they're just you can't stay number 1 forever. But they're cooling down to the point where the pitching is starting to let them down even more. So where it's like, yeah, you're starting to lose now. Arizona 7 and 3, same. They're starting to cool down because they're not playing Chicago and Wrigley. They're just not. So yeah, Wrigley is become the new Coors Field essentially. Just man. Whew. All right, let's look at those. Taj Bradley. Let's go Eduardo. Let's look at these two. What's your earned runs? We go straight there. Yeah, you had 6 earned runs against the Yankees. I knew it wasn't good. I knew it wasn't. Let's see what your history is. Tampa versus Rodriguez. 20 at-bats for Diaz, 400. Lyle has 3 home runs and 14 at-bats. Okay, good to know. Against lefties, how's Tampa been doing this year? We got a 375. We got a 368, and then the rest don't even matter. Okay, flip against righties. Arizona is 387, 357, 411. Your usual suspects, and then against Taj, Suarez has 400 with 2 home runs. Yeah, okay. Everyone has some success. The offenses are pretty decent. I don't know if I trust Taj to be good He's just not anymore. I'm done with him. He just can't be good. Let's look at the bats. Anything good on the bats we could look at? What help, was the right game? I was like, wait, who are you? Why are you here? You're in the wrong stadium. There we go. Tim Tawa. Who? Naylor. Corbin's at 2.5 now at plus 125. Pavin to get a hit is just, it seems free, doesn't it? Dude's batting 400 right now. Over 400, like it's nothing. Aranda's finally falling off a little bit. Okay. What's the total on this one? Is it 7.5? Please be 7.5. It is 9. Oh, 9. All right. They expect the same thing. They expect runs given up by Tampa because Tampa's just not good. Arizona 134, total of 9. Let's look at this a little closer. Earned runs for you. Let's look at your earned runs. How you been doing? You've been a little erratic, good sir. You've been a little erratic. You did shut down Miami's bats. Miami's bats have been hot. We know this. You shut down the help bats too. Interesting. That was a high scoring game regardless because the bullpens do not do good. Let's take the over 9. Let's take the over 9. Yeah, something's telling me to take the over. I'm leaning Arizona as well, but something says take this over because something says Taj might give up 5 runs or Water might give up 4 runs. It might be 9 in the first inning, kind of like it was in that one game yesterday where it was Dodgers Cubs. It was 3-5 first inning. I can see that happening in this game. So next. All right, we got Milwaukee and San Fran. San Fran's slight favorite. 7's a total. I've already looked at the pitchers. I see why it's 7. It makes sense. Both pitchers have good success against the teams they're facing. Let me show you the pitchers. It is Peralta versus Logan Webb. They both have great success against their opponents. Makes sense. Spreadsheet-wise, average. That's all it is here. There's nothing really standing out here we want to take. Let's show you the pitchers. Peralta versus San Fran. You can see how San Fran's done. That leans Peralta all day. Against righties, that also leans Peralta because we don't have any real data here for them against righties because we have a 340 for Yastrzemski. But other than that, ain't nothing else there. So we go to Milwaukee side against righties. We got some high 2s. We got a 352 for Terang, and that's it. That's really it. Against Logan Webb, that leans Logan Webb. So that's why the under is there for sure, to the point where I'm even considering taking a Nerfy with this one. I know Nerfy is kind of, I want red, but man, those pitchers are both really good, and the under 7 for a reason. Yeah, I am 100% considering Nerfy, but let's go back and look at everything else while we're here. Webb, earned runs. What have you been doing this last, show me 2025. 3-1-0, 3-1. Well, now it's time for a 0 if you want to follow the pattern. That's how it goes, right? Exactly. Strikeouts. He struck out 12, 10. Webb's been cooking a couple games this year. Milwaukee is 6 in strikeouts, though. I ain't touching that. Hits, walks, outs. Yeah, okay, cool. And we look at your 2025, we see your strikeouts, 8.8665. Let's look at your earned runs. Very good as well. Very good as well. Yeah, good stuff. And the bats, Fitzgerald, Chapman, I don't care about that. Sal, nah. We're gonna trust the pitchers in this one. We're gonna take it to Nerfy. We're gonna see if they can. I'm not taking an under of 7. That's just a little too and the under's got juice on it. It's at 122 is the best number. So really they want to put it at 6.5, but they haven't yet. That's crazy. We're going Nerfy next. Last game, Texas A's. Basically a pick 'em with a 9.5 total. It was 10.5 yesterday. I scoffed at it. I said, pshaw, not a chance. Look at the spreadsheet. The number says they don't score many runs at home. They showed me wrong. I was wrong. Nah, I wasn't wrong. The numbers were wrong. The numbers weren't wrong. The players did better. We'll say that because Texas won 8-5. What can you do? So we look at the numbers. We see them again. Yes. Who's throwing the ball today? Who is pitching? It's going to be Goodman Rocker versus JP Sears. Oh, we sure we don't want to put a 10.5 on this one again? Because I don't know about that. Last 2 times these dudes were out there, they got rocked. I do believe. Let's take a look. Let's see. Boop. Rock air. Let's see. Earned runs. No, 3 runs ain't bad. It was back here you got rocked. I remember you got rocked at some point. So let's see. Let's look at the history. JP versus Texas. Lots of data. Lots of data. 2 home runs. 1-1-1. Nothing. 7 at bats doesn't count for a 751. I need double-digit bats if you're gonna have some crazy number like that. Against lefties, 353, 444, 400. Some good ones. Against the A's, let's see. Rocker versus A's. Not much data there. Against righties, we'll see how they've done. 294, 338. The A's are cooling off. That ain't good for them. That ain't good at all. So, all right. And let's look at bats. Nothing. That is literally a desert wasteland up there. That is just not what we want to see if we're trying to take a hitter prop. So, okay, now let's look at Sears outs, strikeouts, hits, earned runs. Walk up, earned runs down here. Nah, earned. Yeah, ugh, disgusting. Strikeouts. Ooh, he struck out 8. That was Angels. Angels strike out a ton. We know this. That's nothing new. Hits. He gives up a lot of hits, but the A's are 4th in hits as well. That could be a play. I did take his over hits play last time against, I think it was Seattle, Tampa. It was one of these teams. Might have been Angels. Hell, I can't remember. So many plays every day. But either way, he's gone over 4.5 every game on his last 5 games and in all 4 this season. So, and Oakland, the team formerly known as Oakland, is at 9 hits per game in their last 10. So, what good take does? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take it. We're gonna take it. Over 4.5 hits allowed. We're gonna keep rocking with it. We're gonna rock with it. There we go. Pun intended. 100%. That's our plays. Very weird day. Every so often you get those matchups where it's like you get the 3-game series and they just kind of line up to where you don't like much. That's what's going on right now. Thankfully, tomorrow's travel day. We're gonna start getting some new series of the weekend. So hopefully we get some better matchups. So when I say better, I mean I want some good versus bad, not bad versus bad and good versus good. I want clear cut somebody's better than the other. Tomorrow we have Thursday games. We have 2, 4, 6, 8 games on the slate. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll drop a video. We'll break everything down. Talk about all the profits we made today. Check out the HQ if you want the plays typed out or access to the spreadsheet. Let me know what you're playing, and I will see you tomorrow on Thursday for some more MLB. Peace.